we've actually on several of these last few weeks actually have been talking about efforts to fight the increased crime, just crime issues in Selma. And we actually heard from the Attorney General at Rotary on Monday, which, I'm president of Rotary this year. And he was saying that, there is an office in, this is the courthouse, federal courthouse on the third floors where the Attorney General's office has been added. And they've just, in the last few years, been coming to Selma instead of just going to Mobile. So all these renovations have been done. They should be done in the next 6 months. But the trick is they want to be able to have jury trials in the federal courthouse and not have to drive all the way to Mobile to do that. That will help for the law enforcement and for those that are being held that have to be driven to Mobile right now to do that. Something else that he talked about was, and this is Andy Arrington, who is the representative for and the attorney for the Attorney General's office based in Selma, and he lives in Selma. They now have a Report It app. So this is the Report It app. I downloaded it for free in the app store. So then now it's loading. I did a recording of me doing it. You can pick and you can make your own reports, and they are anonymous. So whether you're the victim, a witness, whether you're involved, you can go through the process to make a report. And what's neat about this one that's a little different than Crime Stoppers is you can upload photos and videos as well. So that way it goes straight to a field office for the Attorney General's office that's located in Nashville, and they will send it to the right people. You can also pick what department you want it to go to, whether it's gun violence. I don't know if you can see that well, but one of the choices was gun violence or drugs distribution, that kind of thing. So it will locate where you are. It'll tell you, when you're making your report, where you can make that report. It's pretty neat. So that is a new app that they're doing so that you can report.
Yeah.
And there's a much bigger story that we just put online at Black Belt News Network today, and you can follow along to see more details of. But the other thing that Selma has now is we have a machine that does ballistic testing. So it's the shell casings that from a shooting, they collect those and they put this into this machine. And we are the smallest city in the country to have one of these machines that the federal government gave us to sell. It is actually housed by the Sheriff's Department. Mike Grantham takes care of it. So the only cost we have locally is maintenance, but they bought the machine and gave it to us. We are the smallest city that has one. Nashville has one. Birmingham has one. Atlanta. But we have one so that we can test the bullet casings and see if they've been involved in any other. And then they can connect that in order to find and track down perpetrators and hopefully put them in for everything that they've done if they're related. There's another interesting factor too that I thought was really interesting. They have tracked down several local people that have been buying guns for the gangs, and they have prosecuted 4 women in the area that have bought 7 guns apiece, each one buying guns. And they have been used and tracked and used in crimes. And they are getting sentenced and doing federal time. So it's not something to mess around with. So federal is interesting because it's different, because the Attorney General, it's different rules. So you don't have a long wait to go to court. You go quick. And there are mandatory sentences that you get for some of these things instead of it being pled away. So hopefully that will deter crime that we've seen such an increase in.